Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Lenaola, one of the 7 Supreme Court judges, came out guns blazing. Isaac Lenaola came out to criticize the government of William Samoei Ruto. This was a first one. This is something that was not expected, ladies and gentlemen. And I think he sent shockwaves around the country, especially in State House and in the executive in general. Because as we know, the Supreme Court is the apex court. It is the court of the last resort. It is the last line of defense as far as electoral justice and malpractice and petitions is concerned. It is in the Supreme Court that the presidential petition is taken in case the candidates are not satisfied with the results. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we give our views and our take on this approach by the judiciary, I want you to watch what Isaac Lenaola was saying here.
To be tabled in Parliament. I don't understand why our Parliament, and by the way, I'm one of those judges who is not limited in expressing my mind. So you not expect me to say Parliament has done wrong, the President has not done. I speak my mind because I don't understand why, for example, we are busy passing legislation very quickly on other subjects that are politically important, but we don't look at what is extremely important for this country. The Electoral Commission. How can a country like ours stand on its feet if it does not have an Electoral Commission? Elections are in 2027. This is 2024. When will this commission be prepared? But why don't we use social media to impact on legislation? Why don't we, for example, have a hashtag, appoint IEBC, now, and spread it? Those who have opportunity will actually follow it, and they will do something. Why is social media, why is the IEBC not being constituted? Because Azimio can't appoint their representative to the panel. Is that something to hold a country hostage for 2 years? So how can we use social media positively to impact on legislation?
So what would make Isaac Lenaola to talk like this? What would make him to actually start talking about the frustrations of the IEBC? That the government has not constituted the IEBC, and as per the timelines of the elections, we are behind the schedule, ladies and gentlemen. I want us to look at why Isaac Lenaola was talking like this. Number one, as I've said, is because of frustrations. William Samoei Ruto administration has frustrated everyone, and Kenyans do not see any hope as far as William Samoei Ruto's administration is concerned. And because they don't see any hope, because of the way they have been frustrated, because William Samoei Ruto has frustrated everyone, every politician, everyone working with him, including farmers, including university students, including lecturers, including judges. They are completely frustrated. Number two is because of the fake promises that was promised to the judiciary. One of the things that William Samoei Ruto promised the judiciary is that he was going to increase the funding of the judiciary. But today, the Judicial Service Commission is complaining due to lack of funding or other funding, and the judiciary cannot be able to carry out most of the things that it's supposed to carry out because of lack of funds. Because without money, there's nothing that you can be able to do. So Isaac Lenaola, as an insider in the judiciary, knows very well that the judiciary is suffering. The number three issue is because of the harsh economic climate, the harsh conditions. If you look at the workers today, including the judges, and then you see judges earn a lot of money. They have a fat salary. And the funny thing is that just like ordinary civil servants, these people are paying punitive taxes. Some of them, although they are the same judges who actually said that the housing levy was illegal, even after the Superior Court, the Court of Appeal outlawed it and said it was unconstitutional. The Apex Court said that it was legal and should be allowed to continue. But I know that some of the judges are not comfortable, because if you look at the pay slip of workers, it is shrinking every day. And now that the realization that come, I think, February next year, the government will continue raiding the payslip of workers is something that is annoying everyone. It's something that is annoying, including people, including the judges. So they are feeling the heat. The cost of living is very, very high. The cost of fuel is very, very high. Cost of electricity, very, very high. So just like ordinary citizens, the judges are feeling the heat. Isaac Lenaola did not end there. He talked about rigging of the 2027 general election. He talked about the way the system of the court were brought down during the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. Before I continue, let us see what Isaac Lenaola said here.
Those of you who followed the Rigiji saga will remember that at some point the judiciary website, the online filing system went down. I want you to carry this question into 2027. Why did that online platform collapse? Why did the firewalls that we created before 2022 suddenly become vulnerable? And imagine what may happen in 2027. I will say no more, but think about it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, much as there may be supremacy battles between the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature, Isaac Lenaola has a point that this government is likely to rig the elections. This government is likely to infiltrate the IEBC system. If it can infiltrate, if it can bring down systems of court that have been there many years ago, I think hazijawekwa jana, hazikuwekwa leo, then Isaac Lenaola is ringing a warning bell that we better be very, very careful, because we are likely to have a rigged election. The other issue that he was doing, when you look at revolutions, this country is actually headed to a revolution. If things continue the way they are going, definitely we are going to have a revolution in this country. A revolution have very funny things that happens. If you have been reading books about revolution, you realize that even some organs that are not expected to join the revolution, they join the revolution. Like now the police and the judiciary. So it looks like the judiciary is now joining the people. The judiciary want to be on the right side of history, just like the church. The church is now on the right side of history. And the judiciary would not like to be left behind. Who would like to be left behind when history is written? Everybody would like to have a beautiful chapter. And I think the judiciary is now joining the fray, and it is going to be very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. The other issue is because of arrogance. You know, the executive has become very, very arrogant. You know, unaona tukiitwa mapepo, twaitwa mapepo, sijui nini pepo baya. Angalia vile ambavyo tunaambiwa ya kwamba we have never been to the airport. And this one reminds me of a book I was reading. I can't remember the title of the book, whereby the leader of that country greeted the electorate. Hamjambo wananchi maskini. Hapo ndipo utawala wa William Samuel Ruto umefika. Utawala tharimu. Utawala uliojawa na kiburi. Utawala usiojali matakwa ya wananchi. Utawala wa kimabavu. Utawala ambao unawateka nyara wananchi wasio na hatia. Utawala hii ni ile ambayo inaitwa siku ya kufa nyani miti yote uteleza. Equivalent to if the gods want to destroy you, they make you mad. They first make you go mad. So if you look at the executive, it has gone mad. And today I heard William Samuel Ruto telling Kenyans that he's not the president by chance. It is God ambaye mketisha katika kiti cha enzi. Still I read another book ambapo is it Bonoko ama Bokono. Ati ni Mungu aliyeniketisha katika kiti hiki cha enzi. It is very, very funny. Very, very funny. That is why we are rich. So this arrogance is on another level. And everybody is feeling that huu utawala, kiburi kimezidi. The other thing is that when you look at this country, you agree with me that there are people who have been to school. including the judges. Judges are people who are actually very enlightened. Judges are people who are very clever. You cannot just misread them. They can see when you are making mistakes. And they know that this country has very bright minds. By the way, Kenya is not short of bright minds. There are people in Kenya who are very, very brilliant. And they know when mistakes are being done. They know when the country is headed to the dogs. And you see, now everybody can see that because of corruption, nothing seems to be moving in the right direction. Even this idea of actually trying to make Kenyans like they are the ones who are on the wrong and the executive is the one on the right is something that is not going to end well. You cannot keep on blaming wananchi kwa kila kitu until they criticize everything. You have agents who actually criticize the people who are actually the social media, that you cannot develop the country through the social media, through the Facebook, through the what. You see other wakiwa wamejawa na kiburi kama nilivyosema, that kinywa ni chagu, siasa ni zagu, mtadu. If you want to fire me, you can fire me. There's nothing you can do. That's the message. So this country is headed to a situation that is irreversible. And I can tell you that it's gonna come. It's gonna come. What we don't know is when. But the issue of if is out. But the issue is when it is going, unless this country changes, unless maybe the economy starts growing at something like 9%, 10%, jobs are created. Because when I'm looking at the youth, a time bomb in the making. I don't know what you think, but if you ask me, Isaac Lenaola did the right thing. Do you think he did the right thing according to? Maybe you can write in the comment section. Bye-bye.